If you listen closely, you might just hear it. The faint echoes of dice, demo tables, and someone from Hall 3 saying there's one space left. That's right, it's the UK Games Expo 2026, and I'm here to unpack the whole weekend. Welcome to Just Play. It's JP, your host, and this is a very special Just Play with Others bonus episode where I have a very special guest. But before I introduce him, basically, we're going to be talking about the UK Games Expo, which we've all just come back from, and I'm sure we're completely knackered. But let's go over and meet. It's Mr. Mark Monk from NinjaGeek Games. Hi, Mark. How you doing, mate?
Hello, mate. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. How are you feeling after the last weekend of cardboard shenanigans? How's it going?
But it's only 3 and a bit days, but I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm absolutely the same. I think this UK Games Expo has probably hit me the hardest, I think, because I've had a previous weekend as well, traveling or hobnobbing to the Netherlands. And yeah, literally I got back from that, was it a Tuesday, had a day, and then went straight to the UK Games Expo.
What did you do in the Netherlands?
Oh, I was at Mr. Turtsy's, David Turtsy's gaming
you hadn't
retreat.
Mentioned it, so you hadn't mentioned it,
yeah,
so I didn't know.
I keep dropping the names, don't I? But yeah. But I've got actually plug here. I've got a future episode where I actually cover the whole retreat and things like that.
Okay,
so that's
we won't talk about it now then.
No, otherwise I'll just have to delete that episode, and that's a lot of work. That I'll just have to get rid of.
What a waste!
What a waste of time. But no, thank you for joining me on this, mate. I'm yeah, it's pretty cool to do that. I think we kind of collaborated on the Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast when we did the Essen episode, because we all travelled to pretty much Essen.
Twice now, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. Oh, it has. Yeah.
You've done it last year as well.
Yeah. So you're just becoming a feature now. So
yeah. It's like a bad smell. Just hang around.
No, of course not. So yeah, I think the general format for the listeners and watchers, which is kind of weird for me to keep saying because people now view this on YouTube, is we're going to kind of run you through the event and kind of go through pretty much day by day what's going on. Me and Mark will kind of tag team different experiences through games, people, anecdotes, funny stories, all that lovely stuff. So should we get on with it, mate? Because I think we've got a lot to crack through, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited because obviously it's a brand new channel for you, so that's really cool.
Yes,
really excited about that.
Yeah, thank you. It's it's been. I mean, today, day of recording, is the day that I've actually launched episode 0 and 1. So it's been mad, but in the best way. It's been mad. Loads of messages and comments and yeah, from loads of people from past, present, and new, and it's just awesome to see the love and support, mate. To be honest, I'm chuffed. Yeah,
community
really
at its best, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I'm sure I'll probably get the other side at some point. But we'll see.
Wait till the end of this episode. Yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah. Start slagging us off. So let's talk about the travels up to the expo. So we didn't travel together. I travelled with the Curlies. Those that know the Curlies from Whose Turn. And yeah, Becky and Curly offered to take me and Rob up onto the in their lovely electric car, which we pootled up the M5. So that was good fun. Pretty much the thing that Becky likes to do, and I think if she knows I'm in the car, she will. I was going to say she's going to reveal her cheesy bangers, but that's not what you think it is, guys. That is literally her Spotify playlist of absolutely trash music, which I love. And I think
name some.
Oh, the highlight of the trip, which the best bit was because Curly was kind of going, Christ, will you please just get out the car? It was when me and Becky were kind of harmonising on Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers with Islands in the Stream. I think that's where we hit peak, which is great. So we had a great time. And then I think Curly had enough of about half an hour.
The thing is, your weekend can only go downhill from there.
Pretty much. We peaked. We peaked on the way up. I mean, we could have just, turned the car around. But I'm glad we didn't. So we went up there and nothing uneventful, as in, nothing crazy happened. We kind of turned up, and I think as soon as we parked up and got to the the event halls. I think we pretty much walked in the door and saw yourself. But yeah, how about you? How did you get up there?
Yeah, well, I drove in my my 18 van, the one we took to Essen. I had Davey with me.
Yeah.
We had some. Yeah, I've got a UK Games Expo playlist as well. And song number 1 is Mbop by Hanson. Of course, why wouldn't it be?
Love it.
Yeah. But we stopped off at Costco on the way in Bristol.
Oh, are you?
You've ever been to Costco?
No.
It's like a Booker's, but 10 times the size. It does
Wholesalers.
Everything.
Yeah.
It does everything. TVs, PlayStations as well. And we went up there and we got some snacks and curries and things for the evening. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then went straight. We stayed in an Airbnb about 20 miles from the event.
Yeah.
Really nice Airbnb with 2 big gaming tables, like 8 bedded. So it's pretty cool. And then we headed over to the venue for about 4:30 to go to the awards.
Oh yeah, you saw the awards, did you?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
nice. I think I was eating at that point. I think we hadn't had chance to get food on the way up, and by the time we kind of parked at the hotel, we was at the Premier Inn this year, so it's a good half-hour walk to the main halls from there. And I think by the time we got there and went to get a Five Guys or whatever from Resorts World, I think that was all done and dusted by the time we come back, which is fair enough. Yeah, oh, that's cool. But yeah, we had the press event, right? So all the preview show, as they call it, which typically all press and content creators will have access to on the Thursday evening, where many of the publishers and designers and such will kind of lay out their wares for us to have a peruse round. And I'd say, have a gander. Gander at their stuff. Not everyone was there, actually. I was surprised that some of the publishers weren't there, but I now, having spoke to them, I understand why, because of space issues that they're trying to resolve on the Thursday, getting ready for the show and things like that. But I always quite enjoy the press event. It's a nice way to kind of quickly catch up with many people without having 50,000 people inundated the whole show, which is quite cool. But yeah, I saw lots of people. Obviously, it was a weird expo for me, because obviously of the relaunch of what I'm doing with Just Play, and it's just kind of strange. And the only thing I will say is that Rob had kind of, he was around with me a lot of the time. He was just basically saying, look, think of it as JP is Ronan Keating, right? And he's basically left Boyzone and he's now off doing his solo career. And I was looking at him going, thanks, mate. But yeah, out of all of the bands, is that where I'm at? And I'm saying I've probably just got a few hits in me before I just disappear into nothing for 20 years. But there we go.
I like my analogy better.
Oh, go on.
It was Harry Styles, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, he did better than Ronan Keating, so I'll go with yours, mate. But yeah, anything at the press event you want to talk about specifically?
For me, it was sweltering in there because they hadn't got the aircon on. It was a hot weekend as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I looked around. There was, compared to previous years, there was nothing that I thought was outstanding that I was, desperate to take a look at. But I did. There was a few. It was nice to see Jackpot set the reel from Dranda.
Yeah.
The final version that looks really nice. And there was Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah. So that's a solo story-driven campaign. Really cool dice manipulation and
game.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they did the Hercules and the 12 Labours beforehand, and that was a really good one. And this one here looks like they've just stepped it up a level because you can get companions, nice. and rather than getting weapons and things. And that looked really cool. But I think that's on backer kit at the minute or open for pledge. But they've done really well. And the other one I saw that was quite cool was called Zen Monkey. Did you see that one?
Missed that.
Yeah, it looked really quirky. It was, I'm trying to think what other game they did. They had 2 games, and I can't remember what the other one was, but this Zen Monkey, and it had a big sort of like Chinese temple in the center,
Right.
And then it's a tile laying game, and you're trying to create a Zen garden, but you're moving your meeple around the board to collect resources. And then this Monkey King comes down and goes, "Oh, by the way, you've got to chuck bananas in there now." And he's like, "Oh, I've got to go and get them." And then these other little monkeys running around blocking your actions, and you can manipulate them to block other people. It just looked really cool and quirky, because I quite like that Japanese and Asian theme and Chinese theme. It looked quite cool.
Board games, I just love them. They're just crazy, aren't they? You just wouldn't think half of these things are real when people actually sit and explain them to you. But apparently they are. They're a thing.
But that looked quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I agree with you, actually. I was kind of, I think as press events go, I thought that I've been to better, and I always end up comparing them to like Essen and other kind of big conventions that I've gone to, and I find that those tend to just be more focused into the media side. And I was surprised that some publishers, they were putting their sales managers on the press preview tables.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just odd. Where's your PR guys? Oh no, he's helping set up. And it's like, I think sometimes it's probably a trade-off, right? You're under pressure of a deadline to get your stall set up, because that's the most important thing. And if you're not quite where you need to be, then fair enough. Like the preview show is going to take a backseat. It's just going to. We'll see. But it was fun. It was fun.
It was nice to see. There's a lot of content creators I'm in touch with through Instagram and TikTok. I've never really met them. And I met quite a lot of them for the first time at this event, which was really nice. I am really bad with faces, though. So someone walks past me and I'm like, I know them. Where do I know them from? It's really, I see them on TikTok. I know exactly who it is. I can tell you their name, where they live, whatever. But when I see them in person, they just look so different. And it takes me a few seconds to try and remember.
Yeah, so I know you, but I don't know where.
It was really good to catch up with the people that I'd spoken to on media rather than in person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll talk about the people as they come in. I'm just realising that on camera, my left side of my face looks like it's on fire. As I was saying to Mark previously, I've been meaning to put a blind up in my office. There we go, sun's gone in. And it's like this shining ray of light. It's just burning the left eyeball, but we'll get through once it goes away. I think once the press event was done, we went back to the hotel and played some light games. We basically just put some of the card games on the table. I think I played Flip 7. Realised I've been playing Flip 7 wrong for about 6 months now, which is just...
Isn't there only one rule?
It's quite a simple game, but... I always
you can play the most complex games in the world, but Flip 7 throws you.
I know, throw me any Lacerda and I'll handle it, but Flip 7 apparently I've been playing wrong. But basically I didn't realise that every time you deal a card, you basically go around in turn. I thought you stuck with one person and kept going.
Turn order.
Didn't know that.
And you activate the events in before you go to the next person.
Exactly. So I was like, that makes much more sense. But there we go. So we play Flip 7, play Cabanga, which is another light card game. Quite good fun, Cabanga is. And Things in Rings we ended up playing, which I didn't enjoy as much, which is the Venn diagram game, which
it's
me and Rob just like going, I don't know. Just don't know what's going on. So that's pretty much my whole evening, mate. What did you do? Did you go back to the Airbnb and play some stuff?
Yeah, we did. Had a few drinks and we played the Thing Infection at Outpost 31.
Yes.
Yeah, really good. And we had one of my friend's brothers came up, and he's not a gamer. He plays on console games, video games, but he's not a gamer. And he was blown away with this game because it's a really easy rule teach. But he loved the bluffing, the lying, the push your luck dice rolling mechanic, really simple things. And it was really good to see. And I was like, oh, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You wait. But he loved it. And we had a really good time. And Davey can lie.
Yes.
He's brilliant. Yeah. Arguments and laughs and things. And the thing I like about that, it's the stories you tell after. I did this. Remember when that happened? Actually, I knew about that, and it was really good. So I don't play it often because it's quite a light game, but when I do, I always enjoy it.
Yeah, nice. So that was Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Got some sleep. Woke up. Breakfast. Little bit of sleep. Yeah. very excited, always excited for Expo. And then Friday rolls around, and my first demo, which I already had pre-booked, was Song of the Wildkin, or Wildkin, which is by Boken Games. And I've been in contact with Hermes, the designer. And he was there and greeted me, and basically sat down with another chap called Russell. And we sat down and played, and he taught us pretty much.
Critters one.
Sorry?
The Critters one.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I basically say it's Everdell meets a dungeon crawler. Yeah. So if you can kind of think of the artwork of Everdell, it's that kind of, got these animals, and they're all like, of different kind of classes. Where I was playing this, I think it was a fox. I think it was kind of a foxy kind of character, and he was an archer. It was like a ranger, that kind of thing, and a bow. And then
Robin Hood from the cartoon.
Yeah, it pretty much was similar. And then Russell next to me was playing an axolotl mage, which is quite cute. He had a water hat. He literally had a hat made of water. And then there's other characters and things in there, and it's very cute. Like, it's got a very really kind of cool aesthetic and theming to the game, which I've not kind of seen done in the dungeon crawler kind of style. And I quite liked it, actually, because I'm a bit bored of dwarves and elves and barbarians and things. Like, I like my fantasy things, but when it's been done to death, it's like, oh, it's another one. So something that kind of changes it up a bit and puts you in like the wilderness or forest, and actually just different things going on. So basically these creatures, these wood beasts that have kind of normally peaceful, and they've started to become enraged and kind of pissed off, and something's doing it to these creatures, and they just start attacking you, and you're going exploring around the kind of forest areas, and you do the typical dungeon crawler things. There's nothing kind of new that I've seen that I go, oh my god, that's so cool. But you have cards, they have energy on them. You'll spend your energy to play those cards. You can play as many as you want to do things, which are like move and shoot, target two, very much those kind of things. My character could, I think it's called Long Eye, could mark enemies to buff attacks against them for others. So that was good fun, and then other ones were doing pushing and pulling, and so positional play is really important. And you got like brambles on the map where if you walk through you take damage, and you can open chests and you collect these acorns, which is the currency in the game. And then you had other characters that are buffing the other characters in terms of dice, because on your mat as well you can store buff dice. And the dice are just what you roll for fighting and dealing damage and things like that. And then some of the enemies, if they have a defense of 2, they'll roll 2 dice as well. And you kind of need to kind of do the difference in damage and things. But I had a fun with it. And the guy was showing us some of the artwork that's not finished, but it's coming together, because obviously what was on the cards was very much prototype. The player boards were white, nothing else. So it wasn't ready, wasn't finished. I think it's going to crowdfunding in either end of this year or beginning of next, so it's still got a way to go. But he was showing some of the artwork on these cards, and it was phenomenal. Like, I was really? Like, just like, wow, this looks really, really cool to see. So I'm intrigued to see how this evolves, and they're putting boss battles in there as well, so you're gonna have to take down these bosses, and they could be like these giant beetle things that you have to take down. So again, cool. It's all kind of like it's just localized into a kind of a mini universe that I don't know, I quite like it. I had fun. That
sounds quite cool. So was it were they standalone campaigns or scenario standalone games or campaign?
I think it's a campaign game. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I don't think it's one that's like 150 hours or anything like that. I think it's going to be accessible from what I've heard. I don't know too much more about it. It like all these demos, you get a little sneaky peek, don't you? And you go, but it did what it needed to do, which is actually, I'm interested to learn more about this game. And I think if you like that kind of, if you're looking for a dungeon crawlery adventure with tactical play, positional play, dice rolling, killing enemies, that's just a little bit different in thematics, then it might be worth checking out. So yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah, I had heard of that. I hadn't seen it up close though.
Yeah. So that's that one. That was me. What about you, Mate?
Well, I worked on Friday morning.
You were demoing, weren't you?
Yeah, Raybox Games.
Yeah.
So they do a Path Unknown series dungeon crawl system. So think Jaws of the Lion style, played on a book.
Yeah.
And you progress through the campaign that way. But they've got 3 different versions of the game. So depending on which theme or genre you like. So you've got a World War II with zombies.
Yeah.
So you're fighting Nazi zombies, which are the worst kind of zombies. Yeah, horrible ones.
2 horrible things together.
Yeah, and you've got 2 different versions of the game. So you've got the Russians escaping the war.
Yeah,
that's the first one. Then they did another one where you are Americans infiltrating a huge research facility to find the super weapon, and the super weapon turns out to be zombies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all campaign based, story driven. It's quite dark, quite gritty. I've played both before. They're both really good. If you do like your dungeon crawl survival horror games. The other one they had there was Norse themed, so that was the Gates of Niflheim. So you're a Viking or Christian warrior, and you banded together to take on these typical Norse beasts like your Draegrs and your trolls and things. They've just tweaked the mechanics slightly. So here you've got corruption and glory. So if you do well, you get glory, but you can spend that glory for special abilities and actions and to reroll dice, but you then become corrupt and it affects your stats and combat values. And then their newest one, which was really popular, was the Cats of Saint Michel, which is you are cats fighting in the French Revolution. So think sort of like the Three Musketeer type things.
I'm in.
And you're fighting against rats and cockroaches and things. And it's really thematic because your cats can move about, they can pounce across the map, but then they lose. They have negative dice modifiers to their combat roll. And then these cockroaches, they can stack, but they're one hit, and then you squash them and they die. So they're just kind of like fodder, but they really get on your nerves. Yeah. But it's quite cutesy for a dungeon crawler, and that's really popular. And they do a standee version or a full deluxe mini version, which looks great.
Of course. So so these are all the same system as you said, but they're just
different. Yeah, the Path Unknown. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call it. Yeah, and you progress. They're all story. It's all linked. And the thing is, if you play the game twice, you'll have a slightly different outcome because you'll choose different paths. Nice. So I think one of the books had like 60 scenarios, but you might only do 40. Yeah. But in 2 of the adventures, you'll have ammo and health. Your health doesn't regenerate between the scenarios, and you can run out of your so the World War II one was more based on ammo resources and things, but you can go right, I'm not going to do the next mission because I'm short of ammo. I'm going to choose this one because I know it's a scavenge run. Yeah, and you go off and do that, and then next time you might not do it because you've got the ammo.
All right.
Yeah, so it was quite cool.
That sounds cool. Cool. So the next thing I kind of went to, and I just happened to chance upon this really.
All right.
Was Almighty. So I think I finished the one demo. I walked down probably two squares, and then on the right was Almighty. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember this game when it came out on crowdfunding about a few years ago. And it's a game by Keen Bean Games, who have done. Oh, what was it? Power Vacuum. And
right.
I can't remember some other games, but Almighty is a game about being a god. So as the designer was telling me, I'm going to have to read it from my notes. He said, you play as a god who's a bit of a dick, right? Okay. And I was like, I'm in. I was like, yeah, sounds good to me. When can I play? And he went, well,
which word did he have you at?
Dick. So basically, I waited 5 minutes, and I was chatting to another content creator, Millie, who writes for Wargamer, and we were just having a chat for 5-10 minutes, and then by the end of that, we jumped on and started playing, and then as soon as I sat down, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this game, and it's got a real specific look, like all the gods look kind of cartoony.
Right.
Something, I don't know, I'm trying to compare it to something, I can't think at the minute, but yeah, there's a really cartoony, like the sun god. So there's 4 gods. You've got the sun god, the storm god, the god of love, and the god of death. And they all play asymmetrically in aspects. So in the middle of the table, you've got this big scroll, and that's the land where all the mortals pretty much live. And yeah, basically, the mortals are cards, which has like these cute cartoony characters on there with text that says like, if you poke them, which is weird, if you poke the mortal, then they do a special thing. And on your turn, you'll have 5 cards in hand, and you're trying to basically get a area control of one of the 4 sections using your cards as influence. So you're influencing the mortals on the mortal plane. But you can do things to manipulate the board state. So each mortal might be blessed. If they're blessed, they get a gold star, which is great. And if they're cursed, then they've got a red star. Cursed will degrade that land's values. Gold stars will increase it. You'll have a prophecy card at the start of your round. And there are 3 rounds, I think. And the prophecy card will say the forest needs to be greater than the mountains. Right, and then someone else will have the mountains need to be greater than the forest or something.
Right, gotcha.
So everybody's kind of wanting to do different things, and so you're playing cards, and the cards are like smite a mortal, right? Which is brilliant. Like, yeah,
that's amazing.
So if you've got this like little I don't know, this bum that's sitting in your land, or that land that you want to score on, and you're like, yeah, he's just degrading it. I'm just going to kill him, and you go, poof. He's dead. And that's what you do. You smite him and he's gone. Like, this cursed individual is now removed from the board. And then what happens, the god of death loves this because they receive them into the gates of, the afterlife.
Oh, right.
And then they're getting all of these mortals and they can bring them back to life and do certain things because the god of death, right? It can, basically do all that sort of stuff. So I was the god of storms, and I had these storm clouds on each of the areas, and basically allowed me, depending on where the storm clouds were, allowed me to play certain actions. If storm clouds weren't there, then I couldn't do it. And some cards made me move those storm clouds around. So that was my puzzle that I had to play. The sun god had a sun that basically was like a conveyor belt, moved across all of the 4 sections, and then buffed where the sun was. And the god of love ended up wanting to pair mortals up together for relationships. Because if they're in a relationship, they get extra glory, and that benefits them as well. But you can banish mortals, you can attract mortals in, and you can do all of that kind of stuff. And it was so much fun.
That sounds really cool.
It was probably one of my favourite games of the weekend in terms of just getting 3 different people that I didn't even know, and playing a game and just everybody having a giggle around the table because it was just telling stories. Yeah, we had a sacrificial virgin was one of the mortals, and if you kill her, if you smite her, she blesses everybody else on the board. And then you can poke, like I said, you can poke the mortals, and it triggers, if you poke this person, he'll move to something else and do something. So it ends up in these chain reactions. So by round 4, it's chaotic in the best way because like you go, what's going on? And it's got a nice catch-up mechanic where if you're losing, you'll get these extra powerful wrath cards that come in, and they are bonkers. Just like, I'm going to play this, brag. And that was a lot of fun. I'd watch out for this. I have backed this or pre-ordered.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I think from the demo, I was
at the show.
I was like, I'm
brilliant.
pre-ordering this because this is going to be a laugh. It's just one of those fun games, and we did the full game as well.
Oh, really?
Which is rare, right, at Expo, to play a full game.
Yeah, it is. And especially with trying to teach people 4 different factions that are asymmetric, that can sometimes be tricky, can't it?
Yeah, it's not like it's playing Root, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we're all playing the same game. It's just they are slightly asymmetric, but still, the guy who taught it did a brilliant job. He just threw us straight in and said, right, just play a card. Don't worry about it.
So how long did that take you then?
Yeah, 90 minutes max.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. You don't normally don't get those full games.
No. So full game of Almighty, and I enjoyed it. So there we go. That was me.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. What about you, pal?
Well, when I left because I finished working at Raybox at about 2:00, I met with you, didn't I? And we went over to CGE, didn't we? But did you do anything after your?
Yeah. No,
we did
CG. Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
we did. Yes.
Yeah, is that not on your notes?
No, it is. It's just further down. I just hadn't saw it yet. Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, we went over to CGE and we saw Pavlina.
We did.
Had a look at what's coming soon, and we saw some quite tasty treats, didn't we? Some nice things there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, if you just end it there.
Yeah,
move on to the next one.
Tasty Tree. Yeah, just let everyone guess what we saw.
Well, the thing that I'm looking forward to is Drillers. I like the look of that.
Yeah.
That was in my top 10. It's a nice little some push your luck, resource management, some clever card play, dual use cards.
Yeah.
You can buy cards from the market and you can see them before you spend before you get them into your hand, which I liked.
That's good, isn't it? Because your deck is kind of in a stand and it's facing you, so you can always see what's coming. And I think it's so simple, but it's like actually I can plan around that. Just that one thing, I know what is happening. But yeah, I haven't played. They were demoing Drillers, but I think they had one table, right? And yeah, just 51,000 people pretty much at the show. So it's good luck.
You could have gone out. You could have used the "Do you know who I am?" They would have done. Yeah, they would have loved that.
I could have done. Yeah. They probably would tell me to piss off, but it's fine.
But for those that don't know, it's you represent mechs, don't you? And you're drilling into mines, getting resources, exploring, and the board will expand as you explore. And you can either go for tiles that for victory points that sit on top of your board, or for gems that you can spend. And you can get drones and things to keep you down under the mines and send stuff up. So it looked like quite a lot you could do.
Yeah, you kind of fuel is an important resource, I think, is if you want to keep digging and you want to keep it in the mine, you're going to have to burn cards to keep fueled up so that you can go longer. But then inevitably, you're going to have to come back to the surface to offload and refuel, because I think you refuel for free. But yeah, this is going to be my Essen play, I think, because I think the next, because it's a Gen Con release, isn't it? So I think,
right, yes.
Yeah, so Essen will be probably where hopefully I'll get my hands on a copy and we'll no doubt play it in the bar. Somewhere. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But the other one that I'll be honest with you, Mark, like when Pavlina was kind of saying, right, we've got Codenames, and I was like, oh, Codenames.
Yep, I'm with you there. And I just thought, how much more can you do?
Yeah, like how much more Codenames can we do? I've played Codenames. I like Codenames. I think Codenames is fun. But I've played a lot of it, and okay, it's Codenames. I don't really need to know much. And I'll tell you what, she did such an amazing job, because this was Codenames Critical Role. And I've like Critical Role as a franchise doesn't really do nothing for me. I know for some of my friends, they're like, ooh, Critical Role, and they're into Vox Machina, they're into the Mighty Nine, and they're into these things. I could take it or leave it personally.
Same here.
But as she's explaining it, and I was like, oh, okay. So you're saying this is kind of like a D&D adventure, but with Codenames? Yeah. So you've got what? You've got a scenario book where you go through many adventures. Yeah. And you've got character sheets that have powers and you can level them up. And yeah. I'm like, this sounds awesome.
Amazing, yeah. Yeah, it sounds absolutely brilliant. It looked like a really, really clever game.
Yeah. And the more she was kind of talking about the game, the more I was like, I've never been excited for a Codenames game ever. And I said, touche, well done. Because I think...
No, so when I was doing my research for my top 10 list, I saw that and just bypassed, didn't I? I thought, oh, that's Codenames. I bypassed it, didn't even look into it.
Yeah.
And I wish I had.
Yeah. It's never judge a book, but it's because we've got Codenames this and Codenames that, and there's a dual version and there's a pictures version and there's this, and then they had the Harry Potter version, which obviously had a lot of controversy around. But so I just thought, it's just another reskin of something, but actually there seems to be a lot of thought put into how this works, and the fact that you do have a DM and they've got their screen,
that's right,
and that's where they know where everything is, and it's like, actually no, I want to try this now. I do, so that's
I'll definitely get that. That looked pretty hot, actually.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool, didn't it? So yeah, and then we swung by Chip Theory, right?
Yes, we did, and Mr. Dainty joined us.
Yeah. And we saw Andrew Santoro, a good friend, who I've met a few years ago at Essen, and we obviously met last year and played a particular game. Maybe I'll let you explain it, Mark. But played this very same game that we played this year, and it's now becoming an annual tradition.
It is, isn't it?
But I love Andrew to bits. He's so welcoming. He's so chilled and so calm. And I think he was just like, oh, thank God you guys are here, so I can just play a game with you.
You had 2 full games.
I did
on one day. Yeah,
that's not bad, is it? Actually, thinking
That's
about
not
it,
bad. During the middle of the show.
yeah. So what do we play? Tell the
we
people.
played Wroth.
We did. Yeah.
Chip Theory. Yeah, third time I played it, because the first time I only had a couple of rounds, didn't I? I had to leave. Then we played in Essen, where you actually taught me the full game. And we not only did we play a full game here, we used some new factions.
Yeah, they
are mental.
I mean, Wroth is mad anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a new expansion coming, I think, called Wreck, and with a W, of course, because it's Wroth. But yeah, Wreck, and yeah, we played some of the new factions. I don't know what we could say about them, or probably not even anything about them, but they are absolutely crazy.
Yeah, they were great. Really good fun.
Really good fun. And everyone was picking on me because I won.
Well.
I won last year, so you picked on me. Everyone gave me a dick in, didn't they? It's too right. I deserved it.
Well, the rule I said for that game is don't be first, don't be last.
It's true. It's very much like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're sticking at first place, you are going to get absolutely ruined by everyone. And if you're last, then it's sometimes hard to catch up, but you do. But yeah, it was just a fun game. And the new factions are offering some real unique twists to kind of how the game works as well, especially the one I was playing. They were weird.
As I said, when without giving too much away, as I said, the abilities that each faction has with their dice, their own their player board dice, and the 2 abilities you get to select at the start of the game, all vastly different. And when I was looking at like marks, I was like, oh, God, that's really overpowered. And then I did mine, and someone went, wow, that's really overpowered. Yeah. And then you did yours, and we were like, wow, what a crazy, that's ridiculous. And I just think they all just tie in really well. And it's a really simple game to play. It's actually really rules-like.
It's snappy. It's so snappy. It's it's one of my like perfect convention games. It's not something I would probably play a lot at home. I don't know why. I just think if you're at convention, you got 3 other people, roll that mat out. Let's have some fun for 90, not even 90 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour, right? You just go bang.
Yeah, ruin your eyes with the colours.
Yeah. You literally like put your shades on because of the neon, and then off you go. Start swearing at each other for 60 minutes, and
what did you say? Lots of knobbery.
Knobbery, yes, a game of knobbery,
knobbery
of the highest order. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you're like, well, I've got nothing to do, so I'm gonna have to attack you because I have an attack die for no other reason.
Yep. It's dice drafting. I have to do it. So that's good fun.
It was good.
I also, whilst at the booth, I think just beforehand, I caught up with Josh Welgus, who's also known as Gillies, the marketing director for Chip Theory, and I had a really good chat. I really enjoyed that chat. I was chatting to him for about 15 minutes or something, and just waxing lyrical about Too Many Bones, of course. And I was trying to get the inside track on Too Many Bones 2. So I don't know if you heard this, Mark, but they're doing a sequel to the game of Too Many Bones.
Okay.
This is known. Like, this is not me spilling news that I shouldn't be spilling, because I want to keep in good favour with Chip Theory games forever. But yeah, they've been looking to basically create a new game in the IP of Too Many Bones in the world of Daylore, which is basically where it's set. And I did say to him, I said, Josh, promise me this is not a second printing of Too Many Bones. And he went, no. I said, we can't in good conscience, knowing that people like myself have spent an inordinate
hundreds and hundreds
of pounds, of hard-earned pounds buying this game, for them to just chuck it in a landfill and get the new version. Because I would, and I would hate it, but I would have to do it.
So it's a new game then, is it? Completely separate?
Yeah, it's a complete new game. And he did make me laugh because there are influences of a video game that I played back in the 90s, which I think I can share, is called Chrono Trigger, right?
Okay.
So Chrono Trigger is an RPG time travel game. It's one of my favorite RPG games of all time. And then as soon as that was mentioned, and I was like, "What? This is an influence? Like you're taking one of my favorite video games and that, and
your favorite board game?"
yeah, my favorite board game, and you're kind of mixing the worlds, and to the point where Josh was saying, "Yeah, we wanted to call it Bono Trigger," and I was like, "That is genius! That is genius!" So I really hope it's called Bono Trigger. That's it.
So that'll be straight to retail, I guess, won't it? And
no, I think they'll crowdfund it. I think
they will.
They might be coming this year.
Oh, really?
I don't know though. I haven't got a clue, but
better start saving.
I better, I know, because it's going to be backed. I can't help it. It's going to be a thing. But yeah, I just enjoyed that. This is what I like Expo for, mate, because it's just those interactions that you get with people. Like I don't know, you look up to in the industry, and you know them from YouTube or on videos, and then you have like really meaningful chats. And I mean, yeah, no, that's great. That's what makes Expo for me, is that, as well as the games, but it's all of that.
So true.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, Bono Trigger. We'll see. Anything after that for you, mate? Friday.
I after that when that finished. What time did that finish? About that was like 4:30ish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
5. Yeah. So I just pondered around and had a look at things. I was doing some work for Tabletop Gaming Magazine.
Oh yeah.
So if you head over to their Instagram or TikTok, you'll see some videos, and then that's me doing the videos for them. Yeah. So I just did some interviews for. I went to see Tristan Hall and did an interview with him, and he talked us through his upcoming fantasy horror game called Sublime Dark.
Nice.
Which looks horrific. It's R-rated. It's R-rated. I think it's not for the faint-hearted, because he's known for being fantastic in that fantasy gothic horror, the adventure games, and this I think just makes those games look like villainous or something.
Yeah.
It's so some people haven't actually backed it because of the content. So I am looking forward to doing that. I do like my dark gothic fantasy. It's you wake up in this town. I can't remember what he's called it, but you're exploring and you're using your emotions as your resources. So like if you want to break down a door, you'll use rage. And if you get your emotions go too high, they trigger these catastrophic events. So you have to kind of manage that carefully. He did say his games are tough at the best of times.
Yeah.
And this one, he said, is super tough. So it's going to be sort of like a lot of replays to try and get the hang of the game and how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the fact you say it looks horrendous.
Yeah.
In the best way. It looks horrendous in the best way.
Yes. But I'm a big fan, so I've backed that, and I'm waiting. It's in print now, so I'm just waiting for it to turn up later in the summer, hopefully.
Nice. Yeah, it looks cool. I walked past with you and I had a little cheeky look, and yeah, it did look. You know
what he gave me as well?
What?
So he called. So I did the video and I sent it off and I showed him the video that I made. And I've known Tristan for a while, so and I've bought I think nearly every single one of his games, and I've done some work for him as well. But he gave me a second edition prototype of Gloom of Killforth, like the second edition he ever made while he was testing the game.
All right.
And I was like, I can't take that, Tristan. That's like, that's like your thing. You should pass it down to your families for generations. And he went, no, it's fine because I've got the first edition version. And I went, oh yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Yoink. But it's not on my shelf over here. It's a little box about this big, and it's just the card. But it's the second edition he ever played with to create the game during his prototypes. And I just thought that was amazing because that's, for him, that would be valuable.
Yeah.
If it was mine, it would be a big thing. And he handed that over and thanked me. And I thought that was he's such a nice guy.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
I've got that in a shrine. All I'm going to do is just keep showing Rob every time he turns up.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, to make him jealous. Yeah.
I did liken myself to a pimp for Tristan Hall. I keep sending people that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you must be on commission or something, mate, I think. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I mean, but after the show, went back to again the hotel. Managed to carve out.
You didn't stay in the event to play games. You went back, did you?
No, we went back that night. We managed to carve out an area in the hotel for games. Actually, it was quite nice. Quite nice to be where you sleep to play, rather than thinking I've got to get that half-hour walk home at the end when you just.
Did they have a big gaming area?
It's the restaurant. So
yeah, okay.
But there's plenty of space, and I played Trouble on the Tempus, which is Rob's birthday. So we
of course it was, yes.
Yeah, we said, Rob, what do you want to play? Your birthday, we'll say yes to anything. And he's like, can we play Trouble on the Tempest? I bought it. He got his back copy. And so we thought, yep, no problem. So off he went. So Trouble on the Tempest by Minor Disaster Games. They were at Expo last year doing demos, and probably the year before. And now they've fulfilled their game. I think they were selling the game at Expo, so which is really nice to see. The game is pretty much a cooperative game where you all represent different members of people on the ship, like the captain and the engineer and so on and such forth. I think I was the junior officer, my little chonky wooden meeple, because Rob had the deluxe version. It was like, he looked like little Timmy. And everyone else like proper adulty ones, and I'm like, "Hello, I'm the junior officer." And my special ability was I was keen, and I could run around faster than everyone else if I wasn't wearing any armor or whatever.
You were keen.
Yeah, a keen bean or whatever it was.
What a great superhero skill to have.
That's pretty much just basically I've got vigor, and it's a unique premise because the game starts off with your ship's knackered. And throughout the game, you're trying to put out fires. Literally, there are fires in certain rooms. There's equipment all over, and at the end of everyone's turn, like you take two moves and an action or any order kind of thing, and an event card will trigger, and then shit will happen. Like, oh no, this room's on fire. This thing's exploded. This has happened. Bang, 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 to the point where it becomes uncontrollable and unavoidable that the whole ship is going to blow up. So what you do, there's a time drive on the ship. So you go to the time drive, or one of you has to get to the time drive, and then you reset time back to the start of the game.
Right, okay.
So then you replay the game in the exact same order, so you then know that fire is going to break out in room 7.
Right,
so if we get the extinguisher first and then make our way up there, we'll be in a better place to deal with it. Cool, we've done that. Excellent. Next, that's going to happen. This all relies on you having a good memory.
I'm not drinking beer.
No. And then off you go. But every time you rewind time, you put like a paradox card into the deck of where you rewound time. So when you get to that point, that paradox card's going to do something that you don't know about. So whilst you have knowledge, there's still some nonsense that might happen.
Oh, that's quite cool. I like that.
Yeah, the best thing. I mean, the game's aesthetic for me could be more darker. Like I think I'd probably get on better with the game if it had a bit more like, I'm not saying like Nemesis vibe, but because that's quite dark. But if it had a bit more of that kind of aesthetic, because it looks very cute. Like the wooden meeples look like, I don't know, just caricatures of what you'd see on a toilet door. Like, you know, that like you know what I mean, like a man, like. But it works because of basically how the game looks. It all works and it all ties in, and it's good fun. But yeah, what was the best thing ever is that in our game, Curly probably wasn't enjoying the game because it's not really his thing, but he just said yes because of Rob's birthday.
Bless him.
But kept dying. It's just funny because the first time he died by fire, he got burnt to death. Right. Then when we reset time and we did it again, he's like, right, no, I'm going this way and doing this. We got to that paradox card and we had opened the airlock earlier in the game to flush the fires out. We had the paradox card, was called a phase shift, and it moved him into the airlock room and he just...
Gone.
And he's like, ah! Because if you reset time, you come back alive. Right,
and does that paradox card get reshuffled back in again?
No, it discards out. So,
okay, fine.
So you only have like I think 3 or 4 times you can go back in time before that's it. You pissed about with time too much, like you're lost in oblivion. But it was just funny that every time we rewound time, it was basically just a different version of Curly dying in different horrific ways.
Sounds like what's that TV program, that film where the guy predicts everyone's deaths?
I can't remember.
Oh, that horror film. Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Started off on the motorway first. It's like that. Curly just sees them all.
Oh yeah, like Final Destination.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's
He's just there all the time.
We knew he was going to die. I just don't know how. But then it got to the end and we all died. And if you all die, it's game over. So, but we had fun with it. It was a good fun game. I think Rob
I like the premise of that. I do like my time travel-esque themes and things. Anachrony and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you play, mate? What was on your list?
Well, we went back to the Airbnb and we played Sanctuary. So it's the first time for me. I hadn't played that, so I punched it. Man, there were a lot of tiles. Punched it, read the rules, and we played it that night. So I got that at Essen because that was one of the hot games at Essen last year. I've not played Arc Nova, so I can't compare it to that. I liked it, but I just thought the first few rounds were quite dry.
Yeah,
I get a tile and I'm going, well, if I put it there or there, what does it mean? I don't care. And then later on, you're then relying on what you've placed to do other things. And so the first few rounds, I just felt, actually, if I played that again, I would have probably done something slightly different and ended up with the same score because it was okay. I'd play it again with family and things. I thought it was going to be a bit heavier than I realised. But it's a nice looking game and I did enjoy it. But
that's what I've heard about it as well. Is I enjoy Arc Nova. I've played it a fair amount of times, and and I get to the point with Arc Nova now where if I don't play it again, I'm all right. It's nothing wrong with the game. I think it's a fantastic game in its own right, but I don't think it has staying power in my personal collection.
No, it'll probably likely be sold soon, I think, rather than before I get to play it too many more times.
Yeah. So when it comes to here's a lighter version of a game that I'm not that sort of bothered with anymore. It's like, I'll be all right. But yeah, I'm sure people enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was okay. Then we played Flip 7 Vengence.
Oh, the Dicky version.
We did something you didn't do, though. We played it correctly. The way you're supposed to. But I've never played Flip 7, right? And so back at Christmas, Tabletop Gaming sent me an advent calendar thing to open up and things. And one of them was Flip 7. And I looked at the back and thought, this looks trash. Absolute trash. And I gave it away to a board game cafe shop down in Norwich. And I said, fine, you can, I just left it on the shelf. But we played Flip 7 and my mate said, I've got this. Can we play it? And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And tell you what, we had the best time. It was so much fun. We were dying with laughter, egging people on to flip that last 7 and cheering when it was, a card they'd already got. Davey, we played the first 200 and Davey was on 199 points. And everyone, I think he lost, but everyone kept giving him negative points, dividing by 2. Down. He just couldn't. I can't remember if he won actually or not, but he just couldn't get that last point. It was brilliant. And I think everyone was in the hundreds, and I still had 0 points. Yeah, but I thought it was great. I just thought, what a cool little game to end the night with. Just something really light.
It's fantastic.
It's really, really fun.
You should have. I think everyone should have a copy of it. If you're going on holiday, just put it in your bag.
Yeah. I was meant to buy a copy, and I just completely forgot. But that was on my list. I added it to my list to buy. Yeah, and just completely forgot. But that was I was really surprised by that because that is not my type of game.
No, fair enough. So that was the end of your Friday then? Bit of Flip 7 with a Vengeance. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's pretty much Friday done for me as well. So Saturday rolls around, still late nights and early mornings because Expo's like work in a way because you can't have you can have a lie-in, but you're not gonna, are you? You want to make the most of it. It's like, no, we've got to get there. And I think on Friday we got to the halls a bit too early and it ended up being all the queues and nonsense. So the next day and Saturday we're like, no, just leave a little bit later, let all of that go. Because I didn't need to be there dead on 9. We just get there like 9:10, and it makes the world of difference. because you can just go in, right? So my first thing on Saturday was to speak with Hegemonic Project Games, and basically they were showing off World Order, they were showing off Hegemony, of course, and I'm not going to talk about World Order much because I will talk about that on a future episode, which will come out after this, even though it happened before this. Okay,
weird. You've been playing too many time games.
It's timey-wimey podcast fun stuff. This is,
and you're eager as well.
Yeah, and it's because by the time I spoke to the guy, I said, look, I already know about World Order. I'm fortunate to had demos. I think I played it around yours before last year.
Yeah, we had a couple of years played the prototype, didn't you?
Yeah, we'd play with that, and then I played a full game literally the last weekend as well. So,
so
I said I know about it. Enjoyed it. It's really good fun. But what I want to know more about is the new Hegemony expansion for Shadows of Authority. I said, if you could tell me about that, that would be awesome. And obviously, it's in early days, that expansion. I think it's coming to crowdfund at some point later in the year. And they're still trying to figure out, is it an additional board, or is it a different board, or is it an extension, or is it sit on top, and all that kind of stuff. But it deals with another few dimensions of this whole social economic space, where you've got fascism and basically kind of fascism versus liberty. It's kind of like, so it's all about oppression, and the government basically being oppressive to its people, and people rebelling against that oppression, which I found that's quite interesting. And in Hegemony, I think that'd be quite good. You've got crime. That's now part of the game, where I think as a state you can take bribes, and as other class systems you can enact crime to get what you need to be done, which means you're not paying tax, but benefits, great, but might bite you in the ass later because it's crime. So things could happen. And also there's a lot of environmental aspects in there of how green you're being as well, and obviously the money attached to being green and things. So I think it's dealing with a lot of those issues, which I find quite interesting. And
they bring some real world issues into their games very well, and they mold them into the game very well.
Yes. So I was chatting to the designer Vengence and the CEO, and I said, like, I've got no interest in social economic policies, like generally, like if anyone talks politics with me, Mark, I will switch off. I tend to not like having those discussions, because I'll be honest with you, it's I don't know enough about them, and I find that if I'm into those kind of debates with people, I don't know, I just don't feel like I can contribute in those kind of discussions.
Same way,
and I just tend to avoid it. And I said, you've made a game about a theme that I couldn't care less about, and made it fun, and made me want to learn more about. I mean, and they were like, that's exactly why we made it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, Christ, touche. Like you've converted me, and you've taught me how the world works in a board game. And I said, they're so educational. Like, it's mad. And I love it. I think Hegemony, and I've taught it to a few others in the gaming group, and they were the same. They're like, "What's this game about?" It's like, right, well, you're the class system, and you're
the upper class. You've got to make factories for me to work in.
You're like, really? And then they play it and go, brilliant, I get it.
Yeah,
and and I can't wait. So I don't have all the scoop on Shadows of Authority, other than I can't wait to learn more about it. And hopefully later in the year I'll get my hands on it and we can have a game. So,
well, I must have gone there just after you, because I went there as well to Hegemony Games and talked to him about the expansion. And I thought it's a brave move adding that much content into quite a vast game into one expansion. And I was like, Christ, is he going to stop saying what he's added? Because that's a lot.
Another thing.
Yeah, and I just thought, because Hegemony, I think, it feels quite complete anyway.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I mean, Didn't look too much at World Order because I did the one of their reviews for them. I love the game. I've got both expansions. I've played it a couple of times. I really like it. So again, like you, I didn't delve too much into that, but I was quite interested with that expansion.
Yeah. So after that, I just saw a couple of people. I saw Lee and Mark from Molinarius Games. Had a good chat with them. That's my little expo treat. Always have a chat with those guys to see how they're getting on. And obviously, Time Troopers is kind of been fulfilled, and they're selling it, and kudos to those guys. And then as I was talking to those, Thinkathema, Amy and Maggie were just walking by, and I was like, I know those faces. So I literally just basically said, sorry, Lee, just bear with me a minute. And then I just literally...
I'm someone more important, I'll be back.
Basically, they're more important than you, and I'm going to go and speak to them. So I had a lovely little chat with them and just asked about how their expo was going. And for those that don't know Thinkathema, they're from Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember. I think it's Australia. So they've come a long way. And I think they've just come back from Tokyo. I think they've been doing some work in Tokyo as well. So they've been all over the place. I think they're having a lovely time. And just nice to stop. Again, it's just a lovely little interaction. Loved it.
Yeah, 5 minutes, and it just kind of makes your day, doesn't it?
It does. It's like, oh, that's good. Can I have a selfie? Yes, please. So that's what I did. But pretty much after that, I got a game demo in. I was wandering around on my own for a while, which I actually quite like to do at Expo. Is just get your headphones in and just have a wander, and you can kind of cancel the noise out a little bit and just
find something unique and something you haven't seen, something tucked away in a corner.
And that's what happened. So I walked past and saw Adam from punchboard.co.uk, who does a lot of written review work. If you haven't checked his work out, please do, listeners, please do, because he writes some cool stuff. And he was demoing Sachi and Sachi. So, Japanese games. Basically, he was doing railway porters. I know this is an area of the gaming world I know nothing about. And he went, "Do you want a demo?" It just happened. One of those moments, walking past. "Oh, JP, do you want a demo?" Just about to start. I'm like, "Yeah, go on." Then. And it's just this really fun dice puzzly game, right? Played it in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We were done. And basically, your railway porters trying to get people's luggage to the right platforms, right? That's it. Theme over. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
Right? And you're the porter, the main porter. You have these two chunky dice. You roll them, and on the dice you've got colour and a number of hands, right? And then you roll your own individual pool of dice, normal size dice. Off you go, and that's going to be all the different colours. And what you've got to decide is which colour dice do you want to select. And everyone does the same. So I'm going to choose the red one with 3 hands on it. Cool. That means you can put up to 3 red dice that you've rolled onto your player board and designate as slots. And you might not have rolled any red, so you wouldn't pick it, etc. So you're kind of filling out these spaces on the board. And if you get like a full row, you might get extra points. If you do this, you get points. If you connect these things, you get points. It's a bit of a kind of a little dice placement puzzle. And then you keep going round to the point where you're like, because you're pushing your luck. Because if I'm rolling 2 dice and I might not get the colour, and then basically start crapping out, and then you have to put dice in these negative spaces, you can say, no, I'm good. I have to go. It's basically, I think you have to say, I have to go. And if you do that, you give your remaining dice to other players in clockwise.
Okay.
So that they have more. So you might get what you need, and then you're good, and then everyone else is like, oh, I want to stop. But then, they get an extra dice and like, oh, I might carry on, and off they go. So it was just a lovely, fun game. It was just what I needed, I think, at that time. It's like I just need to sit down for 20 minutes and roll some dice.
Take the load off, have a game, then recharge. Yeah,
exactly. So that was Railway Porters. Yeah, good fun. And thank you, Adam, for the teach. Thank you. What did you get up to?
So I wandered around. I went over to Zatu, saw the lovely Rob Trounce, who has emigrated from Hachette over to Zatu. Nice. Seems to be doing very, very well. But he showed me some small party type games that are, or at least small box games that are coming out. And the first thing he said to me was, "Well, I'm going to show you a game. Be honest with me, Mark. What do you think of Flip 7?" And I went, "Well, actually." I really like it. I thought it was a load of trash. I played it last night, Vengeance, and it was fantastic. And he was like, okay, good. We're going to go and I'm going to go and show you the next version of that from the same designer, their next game, and it's called Tally Up. And it's heavily push your luck, but it involves dice, and you've got different colored die, and they have each colored die has a different number of stars on it, and you're rolling these die trying not to get 2 stars. But I think he said if you roll 3 stars, that's good. So and it just looked really fun. Another sort of like quirky party game so that I think that's released now, I think. He then showed me another one called A Carnivore Did It, which again is not a game that I would ever look twice at. And it's a deduction game where you're working together with other players, and you get given 3 statements, and one is true, one is false, and another one, I can't remember whether it's true, false, or something else. And you have to work out who did the crime or who did it by what's been said. And we see things like a carnivore did it, and the other one said, I didn't do it, but someone bigger than me did, and it's got their height, and all the characters have got their heights. So you have to try and work out. And they're very simple steps to it, where you've got 3 cards that it's quite simple to do after a few minutes, but then you can go into some really complex ones. And there are like 1,000 different scenarios you can do. So you're never going to do the same one twice. And it's got this, in Nemesis, when you're infected, that sort of like that red foil card thing. Yeah, it's got that. So you can see what the answer is when you've all decided to come to a decision. So the game can last between 3 minutes and 15 minutes, depending on how difficult it is. And I just thought that's a really cool, just to get good table talk and you're all working together. The next one they showed me was A Thief's Market, which had wispy notes of Splendor with these cards, and you can get them and they provide you jewels, and then you're rolling dice to add to that. So you get your little engine going with what cards you've got. But with these dice, it's about 20 or so dice, and you take it in order and you say, right, take as many dice as you want. And you go, okay, I'm going to take that. After you've rolled them, I want these. And then someone else can go, well, I'll take from the center pool, or they can take some of yours. So you can keep choosing. But if someone takes all of yours and you've got nothing left, you can then carry on taking someone else's. You keep going around until somebody's got at least 1 dice each. And then you're using them to spend. And it was really cool because you can kind of stitch people up by taking first player tokens off them and taking all of their dice but 1, but then somebody might do that to you. So it was quite clever. I thought, again, that was quite nice. And the last game we played was this really weird party game, and I can't remember what it was called. But all you do is you stand like that with your hand up, right? And everyone's got 1 hand up, and you draw a card, and it will show one of your fingers. Right. And what you have to do is you get these sticks. They're like chopsticks, but they're really thin. You have to put it on your finger and attach it to the neighbour's finger. And then they do the same, and you end up with all these sticks going in different directions, poking to different,
all around.
Yeah, and you have to hold them up, and it's quite hard. And you get about 5 or 6 on there, and they start to slip and things. And they went, "Oh, we can make it harder." And then they bring out a box full of these like sponge balls. Right. You've got to balance them on top as well of the sticks. And it was just madness. But I thought, what a really cool dexterity game.
Nice.
It looks really fun.
It's like a plunk, but without the
exactly.
Surround.
Yeah. So Matthew had some really cool little party games going that I thought, actually, I wouldn't look at them twice on a normal day, but I think I might take a look. So I actually asked Bob myself, remind me of the names of the games, because I actually want to talk about those on tonight's episode. And then I went to just walking past the stand like you did, and there was a game called, I sent a photo of it to you, called Kryptothera, that black and gold box. Never heard of it before, but it had amazing table presence. Black and gold, looks really, really nice. Heard nothing about it, so I sat chatting to one of the guys there, and he says, it's a pick up and deliver game with, you're looking for clues, and it's got you're rolling dice to see if you pass tests and things. So for me, it had similar mechanics to, like, I don't know, Arkham Horror.
Yeah.
That looked really cool. So I got a copy of that to look at.
Nice. Yeah, it looks fun.
But I don't actually know too much about the game. It just looked, and when I posted a picture, everyone's going, "Oh, I've played that. It's really good fun. It's great."
Oh, it's cool. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing that.
Nice. Well, if that's kind of you finished, what did I do? I walked around a bit more. and I heard the legend, the man, the myth, the legend that is Chris Barry, as attending the UK Games Expo. You know, Arnold Rimmer from Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
And
do a salute.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to walk down that aisle, and he was there. And
was he sat at a booth? Was he?
He sat at the celebrity corner, and they had like a queue, and I think he was like selling autographs and things like that.
Oh, right.
The queue was quite big, and I thought I just wanted to see him, because Red Dwarf for me is I don't know, it's very special to me. It's phenomenal. I grew up with this, you know, growing up, and it's just to show that it's so magical for me that anything related to it it takes me back to
I remember
just
you just did quotes from it at school, didn't you?
Yeah,
like stupid quotes from things. Yeah. Wow.
So that was a little that was great. Like my younger version of me would have said, get in that queue.
Yeah.
You idiot. But I kind of wish I did now. I wish I could kind of get some photos.
Just the first year they've done Celeb, because I've seen loads of posts of authors, film stars, TV stars and stuff at the show. Have they done that before?
Not as prominent that I've noticed. So no, it seems to be becoming a bit more popular. I get why they would do it though. It makes sense. Yeah. So that was cool. That was cool. But then I wanted to get a game in. I was like, I need one more game, because Saturday was getting busy, and I just thought if I can get one more game in, I'm done. I can rest and go to Open Gaming. So I managed to jump on at Albi Games, Prague Unseen.
I
was talking to Peter at the press event about this game anyway, and I was like, right, I'm coming to see you, and hopefully I'll jump on. And I managed to jump on, and I'm glad I did, because this was probably one of the heavier games I've played at the entire expo. And well, what is it? Let me try and explain what it is. It's going to be very difficult.
This is the designer of Kutna Horror, isn't it, Peter?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, yeah. And so Prague Unseen is kind of like this steampunk version of Prague, where you have these four races or kind of characters. You've got like golems, you've got the horned kind of devil-looking people, you've got these top hat like hello kind of people, and you've got robots. And the board is very white at the minute, prototype, so it could change, but it's very white and a beigey white. And you've got four sections of the board in that basically has a mini game in each section. So you've got a cauldron area, which has a spinning middle piece in there that you can get stuff from. You have an ideas track where if you're coming up with ideas, you basically push up the track and you get resources and milestones off the back of that. You've got a mill where you can kind of go around pushing these things and collecting resources in different ways. And then you've got this big chunky golem that sits on this grid that you can move around and pick up guilds and other resources. But really, it's worker placement. You've got four squares that represent these districts in Prague, and you send one of your workers, which is either the golem, the robot, the hoity-toity dude with the hat and whatever. And if the witch is in the space, you basically move the witch to another space and get the resource from there. So this witch is consistently moving around. And then depending on the worker you've sent, will depend on what happens. If you sent the one that matches the district, you'll likely get a bunch of resources or more resources than you would normally. And if you send any others, you interact with this other thing. So no matter, it matters what worker you put there, because you've got one of each type, and also matters in different ways as well. You can build buildings which attach to each of the districts, which are cards, and then that opens up more options for you later in the game, because as an action for you is not only to place a meeple or worker. You can build stuff as an action, or you can move a worker from a square to an adjacent building area and get resources. So it's kind of like this two-tiered of, you get the worker there, and then I can move them into a space, and then it becomes this area control thing going on. And in the middle of it, there's a big boat shipping track that you can push a boat up, and it's very much heavy Euro interconnected mechanisms. And we play one round of it, and you can level up in the district. You can then get powers that you unlock from the district that helps you be better at the game, doing different things. And I think this game's got a lot of promise. I think this is tickling the parts of my brain, going, "Oh, this is fun. I really like this." And again, it's an Essen release, so it's coming straight to Essen.
Really?
There's no crowdfund. He's releasing it directly at Essen, and I'm like, right, I'm coming to have a proper look at this when it's ready, because this is doing something that I was enjoying. So yeah, it's good.
That's good. I made the last game I played of Peter's was Dirt and Dust.
Yes, the rally one.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's a decent game. There's no, although it's multiplayer, it's very limited player interaction.
Yeah,
You're kind of playing your own game. But yeah, and I was introduced to Kryptothera at GridCon by Rob.
Yep.
Which I thought was phenomenal.
It's a great game.
Great. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like Peter's work.
Yeah, so I think if you like the Carnivore style game, I think you're going to like this, because it's just fun. Like, what I was doing is fun. I haven't played it all the way through. Need to have a full experience, but yeah, really enjoy what the game was doing.
Play that with Peter, was it? Just you two?
No, it was just a demo game. I think there's a chap called Mark. I think there's another Mark that was demoing. Just 3 other people.
Oh, cool.
We're just playing a game. It was fun.
But at the end of your Saturday, was it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we played. I went to the open gaming area that day, and we played Tenby, which was
that sold out, didn't it?
Such a buzz about Tenby. I mean, we're fortunate. Like, when I was part of Whose Turn, Benji, who's the designer of Tenby from Cozy Cup Games, he reached out to me. I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. And said, I'm working on this game called Tenby. Would you like a copy? And I had a look at it, and I was like, yeah, go on then. And because I thought Becky would like it, because it just looked like a lighter game, and Becky tends to gravitate towards more of the lighter game spectrum than I would. So I thought, why the hell not? And so Becky ended up playing it. She said, this game's bloody brilliant. And then finally, after years and years, and then Mighty Boards have picked it up. Which was really chuffed, because I met Benji in person last UK Games Expo. We had a really good chat and said, I'm really chuffed for you with the success you're having. And they just sold out all of their copies of Tenby last year. And this is before Mighty Boards did their thing. They picked it up, and then now it's just, it went to #1 in the BGG hotness for a while. Yeah. And, I saw people running to Waterstones, queuing up, and the copies were flying off the shelf, literally just flying. I think it was Rob's first thing. He said, I've got to get Tenby, because it's probably one of the only games his wife would ever play with him. Bless her. And I got to play it for the first bloody time in like 2 or 3 years, and it is good. It is a great game. I won't go into the nitty gritty of it, but you're pretty much building streets, and you're trying to kind of arrange cards in the right way so you can score them. So it would say, well, how many pigeons to the left or right, you'll get 1 point per pigeon, and you're trying to just get everything in the right place, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard a story. I met the name's forgotten me now. Met a chap and he was talking about what he bought, and he had, this was on the Saturday I think as well, and he had Tenby, and I was like, oh, you got a copy, did you? And he went, yeah, I went up to I can't remember where it was, one of the big stands, and someone had asked, have you got Tenby? And they went, oh, we don't know, shouted down the line, and someone said, yeah, there's 3 copies here, and they just went like that.
Yeah, dug, dug, dug.
Immediately. As soon as everyone heard it, 3 people jumped in and went, yeah, we'll buy it.
Like, bollocks.
Well, he got a copy from it, so.
Oh, that's okay then. Yeah.
Yeah, he was happy with that.
But that's pretty much my Saturday. I think we did that, and I started to feel a bit rough, actually. I started to feel like, I don't know.
That dry throat, dehydrated.
Dry throat, like everything was behind my eyes. It's a bit like hay fevery, kind of like.
I don't drink enough. When I'm there.
I try, but you're doing 20,000+ steps, and
I actually literally forgot to eat on Saturday. I'd got up, went to work, worked on the Saturday morning, had a couple of demos in the afternoon with Zatu and that, and then by the time I got home, I was like, oh my god, I haven't eaten today, and I was just fading. But I went to the open gaming area, and I met up with a friend called Elliot Simmons. You may know him as the auctioneer. He used to do the auctions at UK Games Expo many years ago. And he's got a voice that would shame Brian Blessed. He is very, very. Sorry,
makes Brian Blessed look like a mouse.
Yeah. and he runs Norwich Board Game Convention, and he's
Right.
great because what he does, he goes around charity shops, he buys charity board games from the shops, and then he sells them for another charity, so they get like a double whammy.
Oh, that's cool.
Whack, yeah. And he makes up these crazy auctions. So he was telling me about this auction he's doing at the next convention, where he's got one game in each what do you call them? What's it?
Lots.
Lots. Sorry, yes, yeah. So you've got 5 lots, and you can put a couple of quid in and get a ticket. If you put 20 quid in, you can choose from a big stack of really big games and add one of them to the stack. And so you become it's called the hero fund or something. You become a hero and you start adding games to stacks. So people come along and they start manipulating the stacks. Then if you pay 15 quid instead, you get as many tickets as you pay for as well. But if you reach that limit, you get to do it. But if you put 15 quid in, you get 15 tickets. You can then start swapping games around in the stacks.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so you can go, well, I like that, but I don't like that. So if I put my money here, I'm going to remove that and get this one instead. And I just thought that's really cool. She does these funny auctions. But we played War of Whispers.
Oh, yeah, I've played that.
Yeah, a little, you're not actually representing anything on the board. You're just manipulating and influencing what happens in your favor.
Yeah, you're like the guy just in the shadows, just whispering to the leaders, going, I think you should do this. I think you should go and invade over there, just so that you can shaft them later.
It's cool. Yeah, we like that. You have 5 faction tokens and you randomly assign them and hide them, and you've got a faction you want to win the game, all the way down to a faction you want to do very badly, but nobody knows what you're doing. I made a mistake, I think it was in the last round. I just flicked up one of my tokens and it stuck to my finger and then flicked over, and I was like, oh no. But you can do an action where you can swap tokens around, but you have to reveal them so everyone knows what you swapped. So I just swapped that one and tried a different tact, but that was really cool. And then we went home, and one of my friends, you've played it before, has made a very good adaptation to Heat with Mario Kart.
Yes.
And we played that at 6-player, and you thought Wroth was knobbery. This is just insane. So it's Heat pedal to the metal. The mechanics are identical to the game, but he's put a Mario spin on it. He's got an oversized neoprene mat that he's created that is mint. Brilliant. He's got Hot Wheels cars for all the characters. Yeah. The characters have got special abilities depending on their size. So things like Bowser, at the end of the round, you can bump people backwards, and all the small people, they get +1 to cornering, and you get your weapons that you can fire. So you go over the little question mark things, and you pick up your items, and you can fire shells and banana. Best thing to do is put a banana just before a corner.
That's the worst thing, the banana, because it covers both lanes.
Yeah,
you're gonna hit it, and you're like, oh, for God's sake. Yeah.
But he included speed up arrows, those little things you shoot over and so this was a new addition. So when you go over those, you flick a coin, it's 50-50, and you either get a free cooldown immediately, and that or you get and that comes from your discard pile as well, or you get extra 2 movement that doesn't count to a corner. Nice. So it was really cool. And the thing is Davey, I said, Davey, I haven't played this before. And he said, no. And I said, do you like Heat? And he went, no, I hate it. Yeah. And he says, no, last time I played, it was terrible. I had a really bad thing. We played it, and the first 3 turns, I've never seen someone do so badly. he was like 20 squares away from having a mare. And I was like, oh, I feel so sorry for him. And he bloody won. Yeah.
So that's Heat Mario Kart, though, isn't it? It's like, who knows what's going to happen? But then that is Mario Kart in general. So I think what your friend Ian's done is just a lot of fun. And I was the same.
I would love to do a live playthrough of it on the channel, but I think
you should.
Well, I don't know if Nintendo might get a bit funny because
I forgot about that.
I wouldn't
there's a whole licensing rights issue thing.
Yeah. It's not for sale. I'd knock off the any advertisements and stuff, but I might have to contact them, but I'm a small fish in the Nintendo world.
Yeah, but who knows?
Say, look, can I do this? Nothing's going to be made from it. It's just fun.
Like, nope.
But I'll ask and see what happens.
See what happens, mate. See what happens.
Yeah, that was my Saturday.
Cool. Then we get to Sunday, right? So
when you start to flag.
Yeah, Sunday was just that. Oh God, I've got to wake up and crack through it again, kind of thing. And I had a demo first up with Naylor Games with the new Snowdonia.
Oh yes,
and a Snowdonia Grand Tour, and I've backed this already. I've been intrigued by Snowdonia. I've never played the base game or any iteration or version of it. That's gone through various different publishers before, so it's kind of just passed me by. But this particular version caught my eye when it went to crowdfunding because the art looks just amazing, and the fact that the Grand Tour comes with, I don't know how many boards, like 700 boards, probably not that many. But it comes with a lot of boards that are double-sided that add different nuances to how the game is played. Like one is the Snowdonia, which is the Welsh big hill, or Welsh mountain. Yeah, and then you got another one which is like on the other side of that is an old Stockton and something railway from the northeast. And then you've got other ones like the Isle of Wight, and one's South America, and literally just different areas of the world. All the boards got very different art styles, and they look very different, and they add different nuances to the rules. Now, what we played was one from the Grand Tour, which is the Demerara board from South America. So it's all about sugar refinery.
Oh, right.
And the premise of the game is the same. You're building tracks. You're trying to do all the different things that you want to do. And ultimately, as soon as you complete the railway line, the game ends. And some of you might be going, wow, that sounds boring, JP. Why are you so excited about this game? But it's until you play it. And then you realise, I now get this game. And I get why this game is good and why people are raving about this or have done in the past. So really, it's worker placement. And at the bottom of the board, you've got sections A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And they all do different types of actions. So like the A action is about getting resources from the stockyard. So I want iron, I want coal, I want stone. Nothing new there. And the B action is about digging. So you can dig the rubble out the way on the train line, so you can actually start building on it. And you can kind of clear the rubble away from different stations and things like that. The C action's around converting resources from A to B, doing different things to get other resources like steel so you can build tracks. The E action is lay track. E action is building the stations or building trains, which helps you be more efficient in your actions and doing some cool stuff, but you have to pay coal to get extra workers. And then F's like getting contract cards that help you with endgame scoring, but not only buff certain actions as you use them, but as a one-time ability. And then your G action is a surveyor, which in this board had a dude with a big stick, and he would push him along a track that goes down the line of the train track, and you get points basically as far as he can go, and other things as you go. But what's different about it is worker placement, but everyone places their workers, right, and then you run the program.
Okay.
So you run A first, then B, then C, then D in top to bottom. So if you're like, what's most important to me? Well, I want the top resources. I want first dibs. So I'm going top of A. And then you think, well, I'm going to use those resources to build in that particular spot on the board, but someone's taken the top of the build action. So I'm going third now. Now, will I get to do what I want to do? Nope. So there's a lot of, you think you'll be all right and you're not. And sometimes you will end up being, oh, that was crap and I've wasted that. And, oh, why did I do that? I should have gone second or I should have gone last. And
does it not screw you over then, no?
Well, it's kind of like, it's punishing in a way. Like if you don't do it, you don't do it. Like tough, you snooze, you lose. So it's got that very kind of not brutal Euro, but it doesn't hold your hand. I don't mind that in games. I quite.
You either have to be quite lucky, or you really have to prioritize what you want to do just in case.
You've got to try and work out the puzzle in between the players. So I've got to work out, right, how likely do I think you are going to do what I want to do? And you're looking at the resources and you're going, well, they could build that. Do I want to? Maybe I'll do something safe and I'll come back next time. Or maybe I'll get first player and then I'll make sure I can do what I want next time, that kind of thing. And just that alone was, for me, fun. I was like, this is, really, really singing to my like midweight Euro nonsense. Because actually, it's not that complicated to play. It's quite simple to play. And there's a lot more nuances that I've not explained, like the weather, and that affects what you can do and how much you can dig and how much you can lay track, and your extra workers in the pub, and you have to coax him out of the pub so he can help you because he's a lazy git. And yeah, you've got like event cubes that come out that trigger certain things in the game, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I could see that people wouldn't if they are doing stuff and they get screwed and they go, well, I can't do anything. If you don't like that kind of tough crap, try again next round. Then fair enough. But yeah, I had a blast with it. I can't wait to get this.
You've backed this, have you?
Yeah.
When's that come?
November, I think. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Just hopefully before you can take it to Essen.
Yeah. If we can, we'll get our train on and start doing some digging and stuff like that. So,
yeah. That sounds great.
So
I headed straight over to Mindclash in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And we normally see Dorka, don't we? But
we do.
She's on maternity leave,
so we
saw Adina.
Yeah.
Who was very nice. Met her. She showed, talked to us, introduced me because Davey came with me as well. And I can't remember the name of the game because it's not. I think it's just in development in a minute. But it's
Codenames. One of their Codenames, is it?
Yeah. So they're doing. It's one of their. What do they call it? The Mindclash. The little side hustles that they're doing at the moment.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah, Mindclash play games, but it's set during a courtroom during the 1950s or 1920s in America, and you've got lots of different scenarios, but you are basically in court, and although it's 2 to I think 8 players, maybe they recommend 6 is the best, and you split into teams, and you are literally providing evidence for and against a case, talking about the case and stuff, and it sounds really, really novel, really unique. I think they said they're in the development stages, but it sounded quite cool. Quite impressed with what they were saying. And you don't actually find out if they're guilty or innocent. It's just the jury make their decision. I'm not really sure how that works, but then you're like, well, was that real? Did they?
Yeah. Did I get it right?
Did they get it? You don't know.
Justice system.
Yeah, and the guy that was talking to us, because one of the things I said, the same thing I was talking about, actually, I said we played the thing last night, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was the table talk after. And he went, that's exactly it. That's exactly what I'm looking for in the game, is the people chatting, talking together, and then laughing and joking about it afterwards, and looking forward to playing it again. But that looks quite cool.
Nice.
And then they've got a new project, which we can't talk about because I didn't really understand. It was to do with an IP of a game, a console game, but they would. I said, well, I'd rather not know because I'm not very good at keeping secrets. So
no, it's let's keep.
They started chatting to Davey for ages, and I just went, no, I'd rather not.
Just not let any secrets out.
yeah.
Cool.
And then I went to Molinaris to look at Time Troopers, did a demo there.
Yeah.
Spent an hour or so there chatting to them. Really nice team they have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Time Troopers looked very popular. I think were they selling it at the event?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They were. Yes, and I think backers have just have received it.
Yeah, literally, Rob got his copy. Again, keep mentioning Rob from Whose Turn. That's why.
Yeah.
Rob got his copy, I think, literally a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before Expo. So yeah, he was very excited to get.
There are some nice things in there. I like the time is your currency. It's very tight. Yeah. And then you've got event cards. There's one of 3. One of them's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you can prep for it. And then you roll a die to see which one activates, and you can spend time to re-roll the die.
Yeah.
Spend time to re-roll the die. But if all 3 of them are the same, you can then go, well, one of them's going to happen. I know what it is. I can prep for that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think all the scenarios are very different from what I've seen. You've obviously got different time periods that you'll travel to do different things, and there's persistent effects that will happen in your deck as you unlock as you go. So you might get weapons from feudal Japan that you can take to take down a T-Rex or something. So yeah, not that I've played it, not that I've only played a demo, I think last year, and I think the year before as well. So yeah, I think I'll learn more when my old buddy Rob will start getting into it. But he's got too many.
It's solo, isn't it? It's a solo only game, yeah.
Yeah, they badge it as the the kind of anti-Love Island solution. So while your partner's watching Love Island, which is very rife right now, it's literally come back on telly, you can play a game of Time Troopers in an episode of Love Island. Like, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so my wife will be playing Time Troopers while I watch Love Island. I mean,
love it.
I can tell you, I've never watched an episode of Love Island.
No, me neither. I just despise it. But there we go. Cool. I think my last thing, was with you. So I don't know if you have anything more than that you did before we did my last thing, which was with Cardboard Alchemy.
No, and that was exciting. I was excited to see that.
It was very exciting, yeah. So thank you again for getting me on the demo. So what I'm talking about is Whisperwood, not Wispwood, but Whisperwood, which is a very different game. And easier to say than Whisperwood. For some reason, I'd struggle with Whisperwood, but there we go. Which is very good because we played that at Essen.
We did, yes.
It surprised me actually how good Whisperwood was from Czech Games Edition. So there you go. But Whisperwood is very different. And we had a demo. So I basically caught up. I think I managed to get to the stall first and basically caught up with Rosie.
She looked swamped, didn't she?
She was. Literally, she had no moment to herself. She was doing the passports, right, for Flamecraft and basically handing out passports. Her queue was massive. And I just said, Rosie, I know you're busy. Just hi. How you doing? Give her a quick cuddle. And and basically she said, I'd love to talk to you, but I just haven't got time. Yeah. So we did that. And then I think you turned up. And then we had the very prestigious Meeple University, Stella and Tarrant on our demo, really, which is lovely. Lovely to.
So I've met Stella before, and I've told you this story that it was just brilliant. She I don't know how, but she'd recognised me at Essen, and I was like, wow, Stella knows who I am. That's amazing. Yeah. And I sat down and played Pondscape with her, and James Wilkinson from Board Game James. Yeah. And I asked Stella for a photo, and she went, yeah, no problem. Took out her camera. Took a photo of me and her, and then left after the game. And I was like, no, I want the photo.
Can I have a photo?
Yeah. Until she came back, and I took, but she's lovely.
What she heard was, do you want to take a photo of me?
Yeah. It's a keeper.
Yeah. You should take a photo of me just for your records.
Oh, it's very funny.
But no, they were great. They were great to kind of catch up with and talk to.
It's quite a meaty game, though, Whisperwood, isn't it?
Yes, it's so we had a scripted demo, right? Which is, I'll be honest, they're not my favourite kind of demos, but I'm kind of glad we had a scripted demo for this.
Yeah, I would have been lost.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know what was going on, what to do, why I was doing anything. And we had Christian, who's one of the designers of Whisperwood, who did the teach and things, and he did a cracking job. Like he set it out. And I'll try and explain what I know about this game, and I don't know enough. I still feel like I need more to understand the full aspects of it. But it's kind of a sandboxy Euro, is how I best describe it. But with the bag building of Orléans, for those who have played Orléans. So you basically got bag building, you're pulling out tokens and putting them on action spaces on your player board, very much like Orléans. But you are druids in the forest, and there's been this blight or corruption that's kind of happened, and the golems are there like moping around going, oh, corruption. And we're there to basically help cleanse the forest full of all the naughtiness of this corruption, and help out the animals and basically bring this forest back to life. And you do that by spending tokens on your action board and putting them into your spent pool, which is literally a pool. I like that.
Literally is a pool. Yeah,
you put them into a pool, and I assume we never saw it. They'll end up getting cycled back in your bag, and you'll end up drawing more as you play. And you can kind of move your druid around. You can move them across water, which is a nice river that kind of flows in across the, I'll say hexes, they're not hexes, but they're connected in a similar way. And you can move from air to air, and there's just different ways of traversing that you can use some of the elements. You can cleanse the forest from corruption. You can do stuff like coax the animals off the board and go up the separate tracks, and there's so much going on. Even one action, it changed into something else. You unlocked a card that had another action on it, and then you could do something. And I was like, what is going on?
You got the track, and that would bring animals onto the board that you would put.
And then there's some. I was like, oh, then you get a companion, and like, oh, okay, what's the companion do? Oh, I got a fox. Okay, cool. And we kind of went round, and Chris did, an action at a time, and he preceded everything, which was kind of great to showcase what this game was kind of doing. But I think at the end of it, I genuinely didn't know what I was doing, because I didn't.
Yeah,
it's basically I was on rails and I didn't really get the full experience.
You can upgrade your actions as well, can't you?
That's
you can
right.
flip your tokens over.
Yeah, you can upgrade those, get them more powerful, and also some of the goals at the top that you could convert, or you can ditch some of the goals to make more powerful in different ways. And I mean, again, Cardboard Alchemy do a bloody fantastic job on their production of games. Like Andromeda's Edge is so madly overproduced in the best possible way that I do not mind. The way the Raiders look and the way the minis look is fantastic. And we got shown one of, I don't know what it was, like a water element, and it looked amazing. Absolutely looked gorgeous. And they'll just do a fantastic production of this. And Mark Dainty from Not Board Gaming was demoing at Cardboard Alchemy all weekend, and he was very, I think, impressed with the game. Obviously, he's learned it a bit more. He's had to have a full playthrough, things like that. So I'm intrigued to learn more about Whisperwood, and actually just be let loose in its systems a bit more and go, right. Because that's how I learn. I learn by just making crap load of mistakes and go, don't do that again. That was rubbish.
Well, I like the fact that, I know it was a demo, but there were certain things that happened that I thought, oh, I like that. So when some of the actions had yet to put 2 tokens on of specific colours, and then when you spent that action, you actually lost one of your tokens. It went to discard, didn't it?
Yes.
So right. You kind of thin your deck out, and if I remember correctly, they were normally related to your druid, I think. So I lost some air, which I assume would be quite relevant to my character if I was an air character.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So bag building. But I do like bag building as a mechanism in games. I think
the big footprint, though, didn't it?
It looked like it was just sprawling, and then these cards upon cards were coming out with more things, and then you got a golem that you can interact with, and it's like, what? So one to watch. I think it's hitting crowdfunding soon, isn't it? In July, I think. From memory. So definitely one to watch. If you love Cardboard Alchemy and what they do, then. Yeah, if you like the theming of this, I prefer spaceships and shooty. That's just me. Like you do anything in space, I'm in, pretty much. But I think it's going to sing to a lot of people, and I'm intrigued to know more on how it plays. To be honest.
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah, that was pretty much me. Like I got to the end of that demo, and it was about midway through Sunday, and I was like, I think I'm done. Which is normally when I kind of leave UK Games Expo by the midday, and I'm like, I'm ready now. I called everyone else up and went, we're waiting for you, JP. Whoops. And off we went, hit the car, and basically went home. That was I'll tell you what, the journey home was a lot quieter than the journey up. That's for sure.
I kind of wandered the halls for an hour or two after, because I hadn't I had to look around at things I wanted to see, and I just did the same with you on the other days, where I just thought, I'm just going to wander and see where it takes me. And I went round and I picked up another game like Crown of Ash from Carnivore. Little worker placement with some quirky artwork with you're a necromancer raising the dead. So I've got a copy of that. I bought something for the wife, have to get something for the wife. She actually said, don't get me a board game, whatever you do. So I got her a board game.
Did you get a puzzle? You were asking about puzzles. Did you get?
I did. Well, I couldn't find one, so I got her Spokes.
Oh yeah.
Because she cycles a lot. Yeah. And this is sort of like a cycle themed game, a little bit more of a puzzle type element. So I got her that, and she looked at it and went, it looks all right actually. It's like that episode of Simpsons when it was Marge's birthday and he bought her a bowling ball.
Oh yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Really good. Yeah.
That's the thing is my wife will go, well, I'll play it. And I was like, crap, it's for me. And then she'll destroy me.
Yeah. And then you won't want to play it again. I'm done with that. I sold it.
Yeah. And I just wandered around, saw some, small box party games and things. And then we headed off.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose before I headed off, what did I get? My haul from UKGE wasn't massive this year. I don't tend to go big on getting loads and loads of games at UK Games Expo. Essen's kind of a different story, but I think it's probably because of the release windows. It doesn't tend to be around Expo time. But I did see a copy of Arkwright Anniversary Edition.
You got it, did you?
I got it in the end. So
we saw that, didn't we? So I said, "Oh, look, it's there," and you'd played it at Essen, hadn't you?
Yes, I had a demo at Essen, which wasn't the best demo I've ever had. But I quite liked, Industrial Revolution, very beige, cubey Euros, and Arkwright I've known about for a long time. It's an old game, and they say we played the Anniversary Edition, and I just saw it there, and I thought, you know what, I'll take a punt on it. And
I picked it up as well, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, I just hopefully I'll enjoy it. I've popped it. I went, I'm too tired to even think about you. Put it on my shelf, and I'll look at it another day. But I am intrigued because another one that's I kind of have similar in my mind is Chicago 1875.
You
the Big Shoulders. That is, I do enjoy that game. That's like an 18xx game, but with worker placement. And similar theme where you're managing companies, you're paying dividends, you're doing all that kind of stuff, shares and that's I do enjoy a lot. So for Arkwright, I think is sometimes dubbed the superior type of game, but we'll see. I need to play it, but I've got it, and it's heavy, literally heavy in weight and heavy in BGG weight. It's yeah.
I also picked up. Thinning Veil from Triskelion Games.
Oh yeah,
because I do like my dungeon crawlers, but this is sort of like a really gothic fantasy dungeon crawler. Nice. Looks quite nice. Lots of dice rolling and then using your dice for actions. So looking forward to getting that on the table. Nice.
So there we go. That's the expo done in just under 2 hours.
Yeah. Unless you cut it and it's under an hour. But it depends on what you cut.
Well, yeah, it could be 10 minutes. No, it won't. But yeah, I think all that's left to say, I think from me is, I mean, I always enjoy Expo. It's kind of a marker for the year for me. It's kind of a nice
the 20th year anniversary as well. We've got to mention that.
It was the 20th. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. 20 years of Expo, and I've been going to Expo. I don't know when my first one was. 2018, I think, was my first Expo. So coming up to nearly 10 years. I've not gone every year because COVID ruined one of them, maybe two of them, but most of them I've been going to over the years, and it has grown to a place where the way it's set out now, I really enjoy. I really like the way that they use halls 2, 3 and 4 in like a U shape. And everything's kind of open. You can freely get from hall to hall without
much through corridors.
It feels more open, even though it probably isn't. But it just feels like the way they've done it, you can traverse it a lot easier than you used to. It used to be a bloody nightmare getting from.
This is the first time I didn't actually go into the hotel.
Oh yeah, you know what? Me neither. Normally I go to Hilton.
Normally go there, get something to eat and play a game there as well. But no, didn't do it.
Didn't do it. But I suppose you're being off site.
It's a really well run event. I think.
Yeah,
they do remarkably well there.
And the fact they build on it and make it bigger and bigger and such a
what was it, 50,000 individual tickets,
51k in unique visitors, and then 80 something visitors overall, which is mad. And then no wonder why I felt like crap coming home, because I think it's just lots of people. Like, Con-Crud is a thing, right? People get Con-Crud. It's this is the first year I think I've
off or something.
Yeah, felt rough, mate, to be honest.
I think I need to start booking an extra day off.
Yeah, I always regret it. I go to work the Monday and go, why am I doing this?
Why?
This is stupid.
Why?
But I never learn. So there we go.
So what is next for you?
Next? What, convention-wise or next?
No, for your panel.
Oh, chat. Well, more episodes for me.
It's a good start.
Yeah, which is good because otherwise it will run out. But no, like I said, the next Just Play with Others bonus will be my Netherlands weekend. So that'll be the next kind of different. I won't say it's convention because it's not, but I'll explain what I've done there. And I go into some deeper kind of games I've played, and there's a lot of secrets that I saw, which I cannot tell anyone about. So that's going to be useful.
This is why I refuse to see them. They're just terrible.
It's just like, don't show me anything. I can't. Yeah, ask me no. Questions. I'll tell you no lies, kind of thing. But no, lots of cool stuff. I've been in contacts from UKGE as well with a few people that might want to jump on the show as well. Maybe some from older Whose Turn, and maybe some of the Whose Turn gang might make a cameo appearance as well, which would be fun. So we've been having some ideas there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm keeping it very fluid, Mark. We'll see what happens.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're there then, aren't we? I think we're at the end, and thank you, mate, for jumping on this evening and having a chat.
No, I appreciate it. Honoured to be asked. Thank you.
Yeah, no, pleasure. And
how many people did you go through to get to me?
17. No, you're my first pick. You're my first pick.
Look at that.
You were.
Look at that.
And you said yes.
So about the camera trouble I had beforehand.
That's true, but we got there in the end, didn't we? So that's the main thing.
We did.
But no, look, thanks, mate. I appreciate your time, and all the best. And I know you're kind of growing your channel, and I know you're doing a lot more, kind of rigor in trying to get more playthroughs and things like that. And I'm really looking forward to what you produce, and I love all your work anyway.
Nice playthroughs next, I think, for me. It's quite scary. But luckily I've had the guru Paul Grogan coach me into.
I mean, you can't get anyone better.
No, yeah.
He's the consummate professional in live streaming. He's done everything probably wrong enough to learn all the lessons to do it right and well. So just listen, be a sponge, and just do. Yeah,
and he's so happy to share. He's like, come around. I'll show you what I do. Copy. I'll help you out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if anyone's like listening to the show and and hasn't kind of come across NinjaGeek Games before, like your TikTok presence is phenomenal, and you should watch Mark's videos and his shorts and everything, because they're just hilarious. Like, you just take the piss out of yourself all the time.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
and I love it. Yeah. I love you for it, mate. It's just keep doing it, and so the fact you're going to be kind of bolstering the fun side, which no doubt you're going to keep, right? Because that's just your bread and butter, but having some more of that playthrough content, which I need to be involved in. You got to get me involved on the stream at some point. We'll do it.
I kind of embarrassed us a little bit at Cardboard Alchemy, didn't I? Because that guy leant over and said to Stella how wonderful. Oh, I really love your channel. It's great. Blah blah blah. And as he walked off, I thanked him for his comments to me.
Yeah, and he was really appreciate it. No, not you, mate. Not you. It's them. Yeah, we know.
That made me chuckle. I don't laugh at my own jokes a lot, but that tickled me.
That was funny. Cool. All right, mate. Thank you so much.
Well, try to be a channel, and I'll certainly be watching you closely.
Will do. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Thank you for listening to this show. It's been great to have you listening along or watching along on YouTube. So if you've enjoyed the content that I create and you want to support the show, then we are on Coffee, and every penny helps. Literally, I want to kind of improve this show as we go. I want to improve the visual equipment and technology and all the things that we use. So anything will help. I appreciate it. And if you really enjoyed the show as well, any like, any sub, any follow, any comment, all of that stuff really helps. We're a small channel and we're trying to get bigger. So, we can't do that without you. So please, please, please help us along the way. But other than that, the only thing that's left to say from myself is you only grow older and when you stop playing. Take care.